what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater. And, there's been this conversation taking place in the DCEU fan base over the course of the past couple days, more prominently put forward by Grace Randolph in a video she did about the Ayer Cut kind of versus the Snyder Cut, and ultimately which one should come first, and how she thinks that the Ayer Cut should come after Zack Snyder's Justice League, simply because of the optics of it. And a lot of people have been kind of pushing back on that one. A lot of people have been kind of either agreeing with her or again, pushing back. And I find myself somewhere in the middle, but looking at it from a different perspective. So first off, let's say what we know about the Ayer Cut. It's complete. It's done. We know that it's there. We know that it's finished. Is it everything that fans want it to be? The answer to that is probably no. And I say that because a lot of people are under this impression that Ayer's original vision, what we didn't see, was something that was going to lay the groundwork for Justice League, that it was going to lay the groundwork for the Steppenwolf invasion and everything else. And that was actually true in the original script. In the original script, it was meant to be all of those things leading into Justice League, but then there were rewrites where they decided to change things up a little bit, albeit not a lot of time to do rewrites, simply because Ayer only had 6 weeks to get the script done before going into pre-production. This was a rushed movie. If you followed its production, it was definitely a rushed film. So he got the movie done. They put it out there. There's the competing cuts, the trailer company edit, all of those things that we know of that happened. And when we think about what we would be getting new out of this movie, out of the Ayer Cut, it really isn't, I think, like going to be extremely different. Now, that's not to say that it's not going to be tonally different. In fact, Ayer this morning on Twitter clarified a point about that, where he was saying that the script he had written was deeper and more soulful, and it was meant, these really good performances between Jared Leto and Margot Robbie, and that Harley Quinn was more of a complex character, and that he really, really wanted to build that up. And then BVS happened. Then there was that corporate shakeup where they freaked out. They completely overreacted. They over-responded. And then the Ayer Cut was kind of gone. And what we got was more of a comedy because of the success of Deadpool. And look, to be fair to the studio, that wasn't necessarily the wrong move at the time. And I say that not because I agree that the Suicide Squad theatrical cut was great. It was fun. I enjoyed it. But I still want to see this deeper, more soulful take, especially after last night when I was on Film Junkie's vodka stream, and a few of us spent like an hour and some change discussing the philosophies of Man of Steel and BVS and what and the symbolism that Snyder was going for, as well as everything else that was happening. It was really cool. It was a good conversation. And so I'd really love to see this deeper dive into these characters and their motivations and who they are as people and things like that. And that's why I'm actually excited for the Ayer Cut, to get more of that. It's not going to be the step-by-step lead into Justice League as many people want it to be, but it gives us something more substantial and meatier from a fan's point of view, and a deeper level of storytelling, and something that isn't just cut together by a company that makes really flashy movie trailers. So when you think about the Ayer Cut on that front, it becomes more of a this is an artist's vision, even though it's not the ultimate vision that he wanted to put out there, whereas Zack is going to be able to get that. It is close enough to what he was able to do in the time that was allotted to him. And so on that front, I'm totally down to see it. But when it comes to the Justice League and what Snyder wants to do with Justice League, I'm willing for him to take his time. We've already waited all this time as it is, to give us more time with these characters, to have us more character development, which is what we're going to get out of this perceived miniseries. I'm cool with that. But should the Ayer Cut come first? Well, this is where HBO Max is in a bit of a precarious situation. And I say that because the launch of HBO Max this week has been, for lack of a better term, kind of bungled. And the reason why is because they still don't have deals with Fire Stick or Roku. And yes, there are ways to sideload the HBO Max app to your Fire Stick or your Roku. You still can't get it natively, and that's a problem. I'm paying for HBO Max. I own 2 Roku televisions, and I would like to watch what I'm paying for. But unfortunately, right now, they don't have a deal in place, which is messed up. Yes, they announced it before the service launched, and they should have it done probably before June 2nd or 1st, and I believe that they will. It's still an inconvenience. Reports came out the other day saying that the mobile app download for HBO Max was lower than Quibi, but the thing on that front is that Quibi is a mobile-only streaming service, whereas HBO Max was automatically upgraded from HBO Now to the 8 million people who have that. And again, HBO still needs to kill HBO Go, HBO Now, HBO. I mean, it's too confusing. So that's another problem where they screwed up, but that's their own issue. But right now, HBO Max is not pulling in the type of ooh that Disney Plus had. Right? It's just not. It doesn't have that pizzazz. It doesn't have that mega hit show like The Mandalorian. And this is where they find themselves in a bit of a problem, because if they're able, they have to release something right now in order to keep people engaged, which is why HBO Max is dumping the first season of that new Anna Kendrick show, Love Letter or Love Life or Live Love, whatever the hell it's called, because there's been audience viewership on that, because that's original content that people want to see. So they're dumping out huge chunks of episodes week after week to just like completely blaze through the season, because people aren't people are clamoring for something and they need something that's going to drive audience conversation. And so they're thinking this Anna Kendrick show is going to be what does it. So in this particular regard, they should release the Ayer Cut now. If they've got it done, if it's complete, if it's sitting on a hard drive somewhere, give it a once over, give it a quick pass over, and dump it now. This would be better for the business of HBO Max, because it would get the DC fans engaged who feel that the DC content on HBO Max is a little bit lackluster, which it is. And since HBO Max is wanting to dive into the comic book side of things, as much as they're investing into Zack Snyder's Justice League, they should 100% be working on they should be merging over DC Universe right now. Harley Quinn should be on HBO Max right now. I mean, they should be really diving into all of that. Like Apocalypse War should be on there very soon. Bring all of that stuff over to HBO Max, but give us the Ayer Cut now, because people will be then interested in it. If people see the Ayer Cut, are not going to lose interest in Zack Snyder's Justice League. They're just not going to do it. If you can put the extended cut of Sucker Punch on HBO Max, you can dump the Ayer Cut on there as well. You can put, I don't want to say dump, I think that gives like a negative connotation, but you can put it there, no problem. That's the point I'm trying to get to here, guys, is that there's quite literally no reason why they shouldn't be making this a priority right now, because the social media chatter is so high, and they need that kind of win in order to make sure that the service finds itself to be successful, because they don't have original content for it right now to the scope and scale of, let's say, Game of Thrones. They don't got it, and they need it, especially during a pandemic. So yeah, they should release the Ayer Cut first, and it's a solid business decision to do so. It won't cost them that much money to get it ready and to put it out there. It gives fans of the DCEU what they want. They've already confirmed that the DCEU is now legitimately the name of the universe. They have backed that. They have backed the Snyder Cut, back the Ayer Cut. Do it as a sign of goodwill, in good faith towards people that are still on the fence, and get an app on Roku, damn it, so I can watch it. And that's my frustration. But anyway, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Do you care about the Ayer Cut at all? Do you think it could be better than what we got theatrically? Do you just want to wait to see Zack Snyder's Justice League? I mean, these are the conversations of the day, because it's happening. There are movements and things and motions, and Henry Cavill coming back, and potentially JJ doing a Superman movie, and all of these things happening with DC right now, when it felt like, for the most part, the franchise kind of felt a little bit dormant. And I know that seems weird to say, because there are movies on the horizon, but it just kind of feels a bit dormant, because it's not as cohesive as the MCU, and that is something that's been consistent for a decade. So we have that kind of separation. Anyway, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions on this one. Let me know down in the comments below, because at this point, all we can really do is keep talking about it, and I'm down to keep doing that. because I feel so strongly about wanting to see these products, and I care about this universe, I care about these characters, I care about the experiences, and I want to see what happens next, because as much as I love Marvel, I always like to see what the other guy is doing too, because we still get good stories, and we get good characters, we get good movies, we get good action, we get good stuff, and as fans, that's all we really want. So we got to support it, and I support it, and I want to keep talking about it because it's a lot of fun, and I love it. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys about that all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you again for watching, and peace out.